Hi, everyone. So we are right at 10 o'clock. Good morning, everyone. Before the meeting begins, I will allow our interpreter to introduce themselves and provide instructions for interpretation.
Announcement from interpreter. To use the interpretation feature, please scroll to the bottom of the Zoom screen where the meeting controls are and click on the interpretation icon, world, and select English as your language. If you are joining through a Zoom mobile app, cell phone, tablet, etc., please press the ellipsis, then interpretation, and then choose your language. Finally, click on mute original audio to not hear the original Spanish low in the background. Headsets are available for interpretation. If you are in the meeting room, please check out a headset from the receptionist in the lobby. Aviso por parte del intérprete. Para hacer uso del servicio de interpretación, por favor, de desplazarse a la parte inferior de la pantalla de Zoom, donde aparecen los controles. Haga clic en el icono de interpretación, globo terráqueo, y seleccione Spanish, español. Si está utilizando la aplicación móvil de Zoom en el celular o tableta, etc., presione los puntos suspensivos, luego interpretación y luego el idioma. Si no desea escuchar el audio original en inglés en el fondo, por favor, seleccione Mute Original Audio, silenciar audio original. Contamos con auriculares disponibles para el servicio de interpretación. Si se encuentra en la sala de reunión, por favor de pedir los auriculares con la recepcionista en el vestíbulo.
Welcome to the July 16, 2024 SANDAG meeting. I'm your chair, Alex Warner. Can we have our clerk, Tessa, please confirm quorum with a roll call?
Roll call for quorum.
Good morning. Special interest voting member seat A, Vice Chair Kagan.
Here.
Special interest voting member seat B, Clyde Kohler. And Sharon Beckus is also present. At-large voting member seat A, David Jackson.
Here.
At-large voting member seat B, Todd Lordson.
Here.
At-large voting member seat C, Chair Warner.
Here.
San Diego Center for the Blind is absent. Travelers Aid Society, Marcy Rourke. Here. Options for All and the Arc of San Diego are absent. Jewish Family Services, Christine Stensberg. Here. And Marilyn Greenblatt.
Here.
Fact, seat A and B are absent, and mixed MTS fixed route is absent. MTS paratransit, Charles Posipal.
Here.
I apologize. Bree Graham.
Here.
And NCTD fixed route, Mary Balderrama.
Present.
And NCTD paratransit is absent. That concludes the roll call and confirms the quorum.
Thank you, Tessa. To participate at the meeting, members of the committee may raise their hands and will call on by your name. Members of the public who are in person can submit a speaker slip to the clerk to give comments. Online public commenters can use the raise hand on Zoom. With that, let's start with item number 1, which includes public comments, member comments, and a staff update. Are there any non-agenda public comments?
Thank you, Chair Warner. I'm not sure if this is a non-agenda public comment, but Sophia Hughes has her hand raised, so I'm going to allow her to talk. Go ahead, Sophia.
Hi, fact is zooming in just because of the COVID uptick.
Did you want to participate in the meeting as a voting member?
Yes.
Then you would need to justify that based on the legal justifications, which would be either a contagious illness of your own or a close family member, a hospital or need to care for a family member yourself, or childcare needs. And I'm just going off the top of my head. I'm trying to look it up as I go, but basically.
Okay, I can submit that.
I'm sorry.
How do I submit that?
I'm going to ask you the questions,
Oh, got it.
and then you'll have to confirm what your just cause would be.
Got it.
So it's generally a need arising from a child care or caregiving of a child, a contagious illness that prevents you from attending in person, a need related to a physical or mental disability, or travel while on official business. You do not need to give any specifics, but you need to confirm which of these reasons you would be participating remotely.
Contagious illness of my own.
And so I just want to let you know that you'll be required to be on camera.
Okay.
I'm going to promote you as soon as we're done. You'll be required to be on camera for the whole meeting. You can mute when you're not speaking, and I will need to take all votes on a roll call basis, Chair Warner. So any votes, I will make roll call, and then you will not count toward quorum, but we do have a quorum with those present.
Thank you, Tessa.
And I do have one public commenter, phone number 021. Please go ahead.
Yes, my name is Charlene Ornelas, and I have two comments. One is the validator that is being used for the Pronto. I use my phone, and I'm legally blind, so I cannot see for sure what's underneath the or where the camera is or the scanner. And I'm finding many times I'm not able to actually validate my fare. I'm just having drivers telling me to just go ahead and sit down because it's taking so long. The second thing is I've been trying to download the MTS Easy app on Android on my phone, and I've not been able to get it to come up on my phone and find the icon. And I had a friend doing it, and that person tried and got a message of your phone is too new for it to work. So I want to make the powers that be aware of those two situations. Thank you.
Thank you. That concludes the public comments.
Thank you, Tessa. Do any members of the committee have any non-agenda comments? I don't see any raised hands. Okay. Thank you. As part of this item, we'll hear SANDAG staff update from SAG.
Thank you, Chair Warner. Good morning, STAC members. We have a few updates for you this morning on activities going on here at SANDAG. So first, we are establishing a regional flexible fleets program to make it easier for us to implement local mobility services like neighborhood shuttles and first and last mile connections in all of our communities throughout the region. The project team will be providing an update to STAC at an upcoming meeting, so look out for that, and we will have them here soon with more details. Second, we are planning upgrades to infrastructure near transit stops that we're trying to build quickly as we can to improve passenger safety and transit travel times. So this is a grant program we're calling On the Move to identify hotspots across our transit network throughout the region that will recommend quick build improvements. And we're working with our partners at MTS and NCTD on this. And again, the project team will provide an update on that at an upcoming meeting for STAC. Third, we are continuing our planning for bus rapid transit services. We had a presentation about this last year, and now we're moving into a focus on 6 new routes that touch really every portion of our region. We've started the project activities like existing conditions and some of the other early stage activities, and we're going to ramp up over the next few months. And then finally, as many of you have probably heard about by now, we released the Specialized Transportation Grant Program Cycle 13 Call for Projects last week, which we're really excited about. That includes $9.3 million in grant funding that will support projects to help older adults and those with disabilities get around San Diego. Eligible applicants include nonprofit organizations and public agencies and applications will be due on October 9th. You can reach out to me if you or any organization that you know is interested. I'll connect you with the team. That'd be Zach and Ali, who I'm sure you all know very well. Many thanks to the STAC and other stakeholders for providing input, which informed that Cycle 13 call for projects. And that concludes my updates.
Do any members have comments or questions on the SANDAG staff update? No comments or questions or any, okay, no comments. Seeing no further comments, we will continue to the next item, which is our consent agenda, including the minutes from our May meeting. Are there any public comments on the consent agenda?
Thank you. There are no public comments.
Seeing none, are there any comments or questions from members? If not, I'll ask for a motion to approve the consent agenda. Okay, Marcia?
There's an error in the meeting minutes under item number 5. Christine Stenberg's name and mine are transposed with their organization names. That's it.
We'll get that fixed in the minutes.
Thank you. So now I'll ask for a motion to approve the consent agenda with the changes. Thank you, Mary. Do I get a second? Is there a second? Mary approves and Sharon seconds. Thank you.
Thank you.
Will
I'll
the
do,
please- Will the clerk please take the vote?
thank you. A roll call vote on the consent agenda. Special interest voting member seat A, Vice Chair Kagan.
Yes.
Special interest voting member seat B, Clyde Kohler. At large voting member seat A, David Jackson,
Yes.
and seat B, Todd Lordson,
Yes.
and seat C, Chair Warner.
Yes.
San Diego Center for the Blind is absent. Travelers Aid Society, Marcy Rourke.
Yes.
Options for All, New York of San Diego are absent. Jewish Family Services, Christine Stensberg.
Yes.
FACT seat A is absent. FACT seat B, Sophia Hughes.
Yes.
MTS Fixed Route is absent. MTS Paratransit, Charles Posibral.
Yes.
NCTD Fixed Route, Mary Balderrama.
Yes.
NCTD Paratransit is absent. That concludes the roll call vote, and that motion passes with those members present.
Thank you. Now we'll move to the next item. Item 3 is our annual public hearing. I will officially open the public hearing and allow Zach to introduce the process.
Thank you, Chair Warner. In accordance with the California Public Utilities Code, STAC is responsible for annually identifying transit needs in San Diego County, including unmet transit needs that may exist within the jurisdiction of the council and that may be reasonable to meet with new or expanded public transportation or specialized transportation services. Additionally, per the Public Utilities Code, SANDAG must ensure citizen participation, utilizing STAC to gather the input of transit-dependent and transit-disadvantaged persons, including the elderly, disabled, and persons of limited means. The process includes at least one public hearing in the jurisdiction represented by the Social Services Transportation Advisory Council, and this is that public hearing. To date, we have received 3 comments that were sent via our online comment form to be read aloud at the meeting. Per the instructions earlier, if you would like to speak and provide a comment, you may submit a speaker slip to the clerk. And if you're online, you may use the raise hand on Zoom. For clarity of the record, please identify yourself each time you speak. Any comments that we receive will be investigated and, if necessary, forwarded to the appropriate agency for response. Responses will be provided at the September 17th STAC meeting.
Thank you, Zach. Can you please read the comments received before the meeting into the record?
Yes, I will do that. Just one second. Let me pull them up. It signed me out. That's annoying.
Can we clarify for the record that the chair has opened the public hearing?
did. She had.
Our first comment that we received online is from Victoria Alpa. The comment is, my husband, who is a disabled Navy veteran in a wheelchair, depends on FACT for transportation to dialysis 3 times a week, including Saturday. The service that FACT provides for him is essential for his comfort to and from the center. Other services, such as Jewish Family Services and others like them, either do not provide wheelchair accessibility or do not serve our zip code. CARE 7 and SD Med have been a big plus to us. The drivers are professional and treat him with respect. We hope you will take into consideration that FACT is essential to him and many others with disabilities. Please continue to fund this important service. Thank you. Our second comment is from Glenn Alpa. Comment is, I am a disabled Navy veteran who relies on FACT to get me to and from dialysis 3 days a week in a wheelchair. I've been using FACT since 2020. It is very hard for me to get around without my wheelchair and walker, and Lyft and Uber and other transportation companies do not provide wheelchair accessibility. We've tried other transportation companies, but they either, again, don't have wheelchair accessibility or they do not come into our zip code. I'm also sight impaired, so public transportation is impossible. Please keep funding FACT so I and others with disabilities can get to our destinations. And the third and final comment that we received before the meeting is from Eileen. The comment says, the trolley in University City is a joke. It does not service residents. There are no buses in our southeast neighborhood to transport us to the trolley, so we take Lyft Uber to our destination. This is not Europe where you are always serviced by convenient transportation. Get real. And that concludes the comments that we received before the meeting.
Thank you, Zach. Seeing no further, here, thank you. Are there any comments for the hearing from members of the public?
I have no public comments on this item.
Yes.
Oh, I need you to submit a speaker slip and I will make sure you get one to complete after, but if you could come to the podium and state your name and we'll start the timer for you.
How much time do I have?
2 minutes.
Okay, my name is Clifford Weiler, W-E-I-L-E-R. I really did not intend to speak. I just wanted to listen. I'm not a typical member of the public. I don't say anything until I get the facts, and that's why I came down here to hear what the facts are. I'm also prone to address solutions for problems, and I try to do it quietly, but I don't have any facts to provide suggested solutions. And I also do it very, very quietly. For example, who would I contact to provide some suggestions about correcting some Brown Act issues with your committee? I'm not going to point out what they are because I do it more quietly. And I guess the first issue is, why am I the only person here? Generally speaking, and just to tell you who I am, I'm a retired attorney. For over 40 years, I represented public school districts. I've attended lots of public hearings for educational issues where very few people show up, so I know what you're going through. But in terms of SANDAG, in this particular situation, I guess I'm wondering, how did you publicize the ability for people to come forward with their problems? I mean, you've got 3 people that presented comments ahead of time. I'm about to be elderly, I think. Maybe I'm 78, but I don't have any issues. But there may be some people out there that just did not know your committee existed or this opportunity existed. So I would encourage the staff to seek out other ways, and not just computer methodologies, because us old people don't use computers. So how do you publicize this meeting? Thank you for your service. I hope to never see you again. Thank you.
I do have one member of the public virtual chair, Ethel Miranda. Please go ahead. You are self-muted. There you go.
Hello, am I unmuted?
Yes, please go ahead.
Oh, perfect. Sorry, I was fooling with my screen reader. Okay, well, my comment is regarding fact transportation. They provide, yes, it's true, they provide a very essential, program in filling in the gaps for paratransit and ride shares. Some of these just don't work. So yes, they do provide that gap. They fill that gap. But I'm finding and hearing and actually, feeling a disturbing trend. They have been, done some really good things, but they've recently raised their prices, their fares again, and that should be done only at the last resort. Understand their the population they're serving, the seniors, the disabled. Those anytime fares are raised when everything else in the world is being raised, we're really being pinched, and you're leaving people behind. They will strand them. Also, a long-standing issue that doesn't seem to be being fixed. It's not an issue of, oh, we've just come out of COVID and we don't have enough drivers, but I had a good friend of mine in the blind community who had to quit school just as she was starting because they frequently call the day before to let you know we couldn't find you a driver, even though we do we do what we're supposed to do and give them at
Ma'am,
least
your time expired. If you could wrap it up, please.
yeah. So please, fact, pay attention to your population and tighten it up. Thank you.
Thank you. And that concludes the public comments.
Seeing no further public comments, do any hashtag members have comments regarding unmet transit needs for the public hearing? Yes?
We're seeing a trend of increased demand for services, and the dollar isn't stretching as much. A Jewish Friendly Service, we're instituting a cap on rides and continuing to receive more and more demand for services, as well as referrals that are sometimes outside of our service area. And so it's causing a lot of members of the public to be passed from service provider to service provider without us actually being able to service them. And that's really not fair to the public members. So articulating really this increased demand for services, and then also the fact that everything is more expensive. So additional funding is really needed in the area. Thank you.
Is there any other? Todd?
I think I've already brought it up in past unmet hearings, but what I tend to see is there's a pretty large need along the 56 corridor for people with disabilities. And I don't think there's any public fixed route that runs through there. So it eliminates the ADA as an option. And so even though I'm sure organizations like FACT and everything can, probably serve that area, a lot of our clients typically rely on ADA if they can't take fixed route. So I just wanted to throw that out there. I know I've brought it up before, but just again, so thanks.
Sharon?
Yeah, this is Sharon Beckus. I have a question that the gentleman, I guess he left already, but he had a good point. How do we advertise to the public about these meetings? Can we send them to an organization like JFS where they can send it out to the people that participate in their programs, or to the Blind Institute or other organizations or senior centers? How do we get the word out? How can we get the word out so you can have a better unmet need service? Thanks.
Thank you, Sharon. Good point. Any other comments? Yes. Marcy?
Yeah, I can respond to that. So for the general STAC meetings, those are all published on SANDAG site, and we send them out to our list of over 300 folks who have signed up and said that they're interested in the matters that STAC discusses. And for the public hearing in particular, we're required by law to publish it in newspaper of record. So it's there was a notice in the Union Tribune about a month ago that the public hearing was happening today, as well as all of our normal ways to circulate it via email. And we also sent out a media advisory to all the local news stations. I don't know if anyone picked it up for a story, but we did send it out that way as well. So there were a few different ways that we made sure to get the word out about today's meeting. I think we also posted it on social media, and it's also listed on SANDAG's website in a few different places.
Yes, Marcy? Thank you, Zach.
Yeah, Christine and I, as you remember, gave a presentation last time on what we've done to address some of the unmet needs by forming a coalition. But just for the record, in case this is being turned into anybody at the state, there's a huge unmet need in the community. There's more clients than there are available service providers or funding or rides. So anything that this body can do to advocate for more funding at the state level or federally, I think is really important. I don't know what the best way would be for this body to do that. But certainly we can have guidance from SANDAG on how we can help make a difference. But the population is only growing, the need is only increasing, and we're just now shuffling around funding from this organization to that one and this program to that one. JFS has waiting lists. We have waiting lists for our programs. You know, it's terrible to tell somebody who calls in when you're their last hope for getting a ride that you can't provide it or you can't enroll them. And I don't know how to move us forward, but more funding is needed in the region for us to help solve this problem.
Thank you for your comments. Thank you all for the discussion and comments. I will now close the hearing. As Zach mentioned, staff will provide an update at our next meeting. For any other comments? No. For item 4, we'll hear an update for STAC membership applications from Zach.
Thank you, Chair Warner. As we mentioned at our last meeting, there are currently 6 open seats on STAC that are available for appointment for the upcoming term. 4 of these seats are for individuals and 2 are for agencies. We received several applications for both types of position during our application period. And I want to thank Mary, Wayne, and Christine for serving on our, for volunteering their time to serve on our application review panel. We really appreciate your service on that. After considering the applications, the review panel has selected the following new members for the 3-year term starting at our next meeting in September. For our 2 at-large members, we have reappointed Sharon Beckus and also selected Charlene Ornelas, who is online with us today. For our special interest members, we have reappointed Alex Warner and Ted Kagan for those seats. And for our agency members, we have reappointed Traveler's Aid and also selected a new member on the go. So congratulations to all of our new and returning members. As I mentioned, the terms for all of these new members will begin at our next meeting in September.
Thank you, Zach. Are there any public comments on this item?
Thank you, Chair. I do have one public commenter at the Miranda. Please go ahead. You are self-mute. There you go.
No, I thought I had had lowered my hand. So there's no comment.
Are there any member
That concludes the public comments.
Thank you, Tessa. Are there any member comments or question on this item? Please raise your hand. No.
I want to thank those who are leaving. I know, David, you're getting rolled off for 1 year, but you already promised me you'll be back next year to apply, right?
Indeed.
Thank you. And then welcome back, Charlene. I thought you were moved to Arizona, but you're welcome back to San Diego anytime and can't wait to see you back in person in a couple months.
Thanks, Brian. Seeing no further comments, we can move to the next item. Congratulations to all of us and all our new and returning members. So item 5 is an information item with updates from MTS, NCTCD, and FACT. I'll let Zach introduce the representatives from the operators. We will have the opportunity for members to comment on each update.
Thank you, Chair Warner. We can begin with MTS. From MTS today, we have Charles Posapal and Bree Graham from the Paratransit Division.
All right, good morning. So a few updates on the Pride Parade is being held this Saturday and it impacts service routes 1, 10, 11, 120. Those are going to see significant detours from 6:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Additionally, a special trolley line will operate between Balboa Avenue Transit Center and 12th and Imperial Transit Center every 15 minutes starting July 25th through July 28th. This is to help with the extra Comic-Con passengers. And the special event line will serve UC San Diego Blue Line stations between Balboa Avenue and Santa Fe Depot. And then it'll continue along the Green Line path between Santa Fe Depot and 12th and Imperial. Additionally, Comic-Con Pronto cards are on sale now. There's 5,000 cards, or at least there were when the shipment came in. They've been on sale for about a week now. They've been quite popular among event goers. There's limited cards available. So if you'd like to purchase one, please visit our website for more details. Our MTS accessible, our ASAC meeting is scheduled for 7/18 this Thursday at 1 p.m. So anyone that would like to join is invited. And lastly, our free Coronado summer shuttles go through from July 1st through September 2nd. That's 7 days a week from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m., 15-minute intervals on Route 904. And this is also extended to our access service. You'll receive a free ride along that route, any stop within 3/4 of a mile of that stop along the route. So.
Thank you, Charles. Are there any comments or questions for MTS? Yes, Sharon?
I'm sorry, I know you said guest or members, I'm not sure. Charles, I think it's a great idea. I was so jazzed about the Comic-Con Pronto cards. I called this morning, went to the website. You could order the card on the website. However, that ended yesterday. So I called and spoke to a person actually before 8 a.m. even, and was found that I'm going to go to 12th and Imperial to pick up a Pronto card because it's a souvenir for me. It's something that I take pride in. And speaking of pride, why don't we have some pride cards? You know, maybe, I don't know if this is a revenue income. Does it increase revenue for MTS, or does it just be a loss lead? I don't know, but it'd be curious because we could do that for special events in San Diego. I would have paid $5 for a Pronto card just for Comic-Con, so we can increase the price. San Diego Public Library does it as well. They do it for Comic-Con, and the young people, and Mary and I were talking about this beforehand, the young people turn in an art display of what they'd like to see the card to look like. And then they go to a panel and they decide the different cards that can be chosen, and you pay for that special card. So I'm asking about the possibility of doing this for more, and how does that work? Thanks.
Hi, so I can actually answer that one. Last year we did do Pride. They had the Pride cards. If you go to the transit store, I believe they actually still have some. I was there the other day. And then what we can do is bring it back to marketing, because usually they'll do a select one. And I think because Comic-Con ran so close to Pride this year that they went with one or the other, but we can bring that back to them.
Is it a loss or a profit to get those cards for MTS?
I can't. I'm unsure on that, but I'll bring that back to our department.
I have to chime in. Zach and I have talked about this before. There's so many transit nerds out there that I wish they had a bigger store of stuff to sell, and even NCTD, that, because I know like Metro and our Muni in San Francisco, like all the transit nerds around the country are always buying their stuff like that. It could be a way to, I mean, I guess you're just scared if it won't sell, you've lost money now, right? But things like cards and stuff like that, right? But, yeah.
Actually, did you go for our ugly sweaters this year? Did you see them? Uh-huh. Yeah, that was all right. It was stolen from Bart.
Yeah, I've got one in my closet. Any other questions for MTS? If not, we can move to NCTD. We have Mary here today from NCTD.
June 10th was our service change. We adopted this Rent a Valet Coaster Connection bus service from MTS, and we launched our 1-year NCTD Plus microtransit pilot in San Marcos. The Pony Express is back. You can take transit to the Del Mar races, receive admission to the races, a round trip fare on NCTD and MTS Transit, and a shuttle ride directly to the racetrack for one discounted price. For more information about these programs, please visit our website, gonctd.com. NCT's also been awarded a grant for Sprinter Rail Corridor improvements, and we have hired Lilia Montoya as Chief Operations Officers of Bus, and we've also been awarded a grant for transit signal priority improvements along the Breeze 303 corridor and funding to study a gender action plan for women and gender nonconforming riders. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary. Any questions for NCTD?
Mary, I have a question about, Sharon Beckus. I have a question about the Amtrak is going to have issues because of the Del Mar reconstruction, whatever it is, construction. How is the coaster affected by that? And will that information be out to us?
I'm happy to go back for more detailed information, but to my understanding, we're reinvesting a Saturday night trip and 2 Sunday evenings, but I'll check back with customer service team, so I'm not misquoting anything.
Okay, I know because part of the Amtrak is they're canceling some early morning rides because they're going to shuttle people. So just curious if that affects also coaster. I didn't know.
Yes, but I'll get the fine details. Thank you.
Any questions for NCTD? Anything else? If not, one more, and I will turn it over to Sophia from FACT for any updates from FACT.
Yeah, so Ride Fact now, AFA Cycle 1 has officially wrapped up, and that on-demand service is no longer available. The earliest that this service could be offered again would be November 2024, and that is only if FACT is successful with its AFA Cycle 2 application. However, Ride Fact has resumed operations, so pre-scheduled trips are able to be booked through the usual channels. All of our current services that we offer are up to date on our website. Additionally, FACT would just like to take a moment to offer our condolences to the family of Dan Toda, who many of you knew as an advocate in this community, and to reflect on his contribution to the specialized transportation services in San Diego County. He's definitely going to be missed in this space.
Thank you, Sophia. Are there any questions for FACT? Right, seeing none, I will hand it back to you, Chair Warner.
Thank you for the updates. That was our last schedule. Oh, are there any public comments? I'm trying to jump ahead, right? Are there any public comments on this item?
There are no public comments.
Seeing no further public comments, do any members have any last comments on this item? No, okay. Thank you for the updates. That was our last scheduled item for this meeting. Our next meeting will be on September 17 at 10 a.m. With that, I are adjourned. Thank you, everyone, for coming.
Thank you, everyone.